Thank you. Sorry, I'm Bikul Das from Thoreau Lab, and we're going to talk about an exciting and revolutionary diagnostic product we're developing, STEM chip TB, that can diagnose how the bacteria, not only tuberculosis, also any other bacteria, that switch from latency or dormancy to the active state. So as you see, I'm a doctor as well. I treat patients in India, and I have been treating tuberculosis patients for the last about 20 years. This is my patient, Tasi. She came to me in 2009, and she was treated for many conditions like pneumonia, for malaria. And so when she came to me, I realized that she had a sputum-negative tuberculosis. At present, out of about 10 million TB cases in the world, about 3 million suffer from this particular case called sputum negative, where TB bacteria is negative in the sputum, and also the culture is negative. All we can do is do a chest x-ray and gauge whether this patient is having TB or not. Unfortunately, it was quite late for her, and so Tashi passed away. And like Tashi, we have about millions of cases in the world. We have latent TB is a worldwide problem, 2.3 billion cases. And as Mr. Bright talked about, the unknown threat for us would be the drug-resistant tuberculosis. It's coming in India and China, over Asia. So it's going to be a threat for 22nd century, I believe. But we have a problem here. Problem is this, the existing devices, then the gene expert is a test, and this test has been recently marketed in US. It cost about $25,000, and this is kind of a big machine installed in various hospitals that can only diagnose DNA of a TB in a sputum. It is all negative for Tasi. So what we need is a device, a diagnostic device that can detect how latent TB become active TB. The problem is this, we don't know where latent TB hide. So we figured that out. In 2013, we published for the first time in the world, we showed that bacteria and TB hide in stem cells, in bone marrow stem cells. So we also figured out an organ on chips where we can actually culture in with those bone marrow stem cells and the bacteria, study the interaction, and find out how it reactivates. And this is how we come up with the idea for stem shaped TB diagnostic device. It's a very important to know that the market is about projected $5.2 billion by 2024. We're going to market this as a price should be about $25K, which is kind of compatible. And that device cost to be about $10K, so there will be a profit margin those who are going to invest. And the regulatory process is very easy because this is a de novo. We're going to go for a 510K approach because there is no other device exists that can actually predict the latency to reactivation. And believe me, this is not only going to be confined to tuberculosis. Septicemia is a very key thing where latent bacteria reactivate, so that's where also our diagnostic device would be useful. And we have, I think, slide cut. We have a great team. Here we have Dr. Marsh is here, also BDSI is here.
Excellent work, by the way.
Thank you.
Really emotional watching what's going on in the world and what you're trying to do to disrupt that situation. So great job there. In terms of where you're going to go next, so there's $200,000 potentially available today, as well as other monies. How do you see turning your prototype now into a device? Is that something that you're looking at a two to 3 year turnaround, or is that something that you think clinically will be ready sooner than that?
So right now we have a device, prototype device, where we have done big organ size using the battery disc. We're already testing in Indian lab. I have a hospital there too, but we tested about 15 cases. So we are looking for within the next 2 to 3 years we're going to really apply, because as I speak in our Indian hospital, patients are actually dying for this. We don't know whether treatments are effective or not. So 1 or 2 years for that. But this one I'm talking about, a microfluidic device. We want to make it automated. That will need a big investment. Thank you.
Thank you.